Joining us now, Congressman Michael Cloud from House Oversight and Washington Post columnist Mark Thiessen. It's great to see you both. Thanks for joining us this Thanksgiving week.
Good to be with you.
Okay, Congressman, a railroad strike, the nation's largest union rejecting the Biden-White House broker deal. The president may not get involved in the talks again. Are we going to have a railroad strike hitting the nation in 2 weeks' time? Congressman, what do you think? Congressman Cloud. Okay, we're having a problem with his earpiece. What do you think, Mark?
I don't know if we're going to have a railroad strike or not. I mean, we narrowly averted one a few months ago before the election because he was desperate to try and stop it before the election, and they agreed to it, but now they're backing out of it. So it looks like it might happen after all, unfortunately, happening now as opposed to when it would have hurt him politically. Yeah,
we're right in the thick of. Thanks for picking up on the story, Mark. This is breaking news coming in. The president may not get involved in the talk. Is Congressman Cloud's earpiece back on? If he's the studio could, if the booth can tell me.
I think I'm back with you.
So, Congressman Cloud, what is your reaction? You know, Trump coming back on Twitter. The debate is, what's all the uproar about? People can just use the mute button on Trump or block him. Trump's got his Truth Social. He may not be coming back anyway. They've got a mute and a block button. What's all the uproar in the media about this?
Well, exactly. You know, it's one of those things from the extreme left. We've seen this for the last couple of years. They don't want free speech. They don't like free speech. They'll do anything they can to make sure that the opposing viewpoints aren't even heard. That's what it takes to win on their side, to make sure the American people, they have to control the entire communication space in order for their ideals to gain merit with the American people. And free speech is the way to go. That's what this foundation of our nation was built upon.
Mark, I think people by now know the outlines of Donald Trump and what he's going to say and do. I mean, so there's that. And what are your thoughts on CBS? Now, CBS is coming back on Twitter but then it happened less than 48 hours after CBS said, no, we're not going to be on Twitter. There's security concerns. And now they came back on in 48 hours. What's happening over there, Mark? What do you think?
I don't understand the whole liberal freak out over Elon Musk. I mean, the left controls literally every social media platform except for TikTok, which is controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. And we have one social media platform that's controlled by not even a conservative, sort of a libertarian free speech advocate, and they're losing their minds over it. When the left controlled Twitter, I didn't see them ban the Ayatollah Khamenei, the leader of Iran, who has 4 Twitter accounts in 4 different languages and suppresses the access of his own people to Twitter. I didn't see them get rid of Vladimir Putin's account, who spouts anti-Ukrainian propaganda. The dictator of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, has a Twitter account. The dictator of Cuba has a Twitter account. The Taliban has a Twitter account. I mean, you can go on and on, but Donald Trump can't be on Twitter. I mean, he's a former president of the United States.
Mark, everybody
in the world of free speech, if you disagree with him, millions of people will call him out if he tells lies on Twitter. Just let free speech reign.
You have a mute button. You have a block button. If you don't want to hear it, don't listen.
Exactly.
So they're allowing people on, and dictators, to actually kill people, but not Trump.
Yeah.
You know how remarkably idiotic and breathtaking, the tedious orgy of self-righteousness, my former Forbes editor used to say, Mark. You know, coming out, the moral vanity. We get it about Trump. Everybody knows the story. But the hissy fit and the ratings play that they do with always talking about Trump and not what you just said, Mark. I mean, now you've got Democrats saying, well, maybe robots, took over the Musk poll to bring back Trump. Congressman Cloud, I want your reaction to this pundit on MSNBC saying it's a policy choice. Should we even let billionaires like Musk exist? Watch this.
First of all, I think something we often forget as Americans is that billionaires exist as a class of people who have that much money at our collective pleasure, right? It is a policy choice to allow some people to accumulate that much money, hundreds of billions of dollars in the case of people in the United States, before everybody has the chance to live with dignity, right? Other countries make that choice very differently.
Well, how about all the money you made? How about all the money you made, right, Congressman, with your fatuous nonsense coming out of your mouth that you say on MSNBC, which is basically saying it's okay for China and Russia to oppress their people because, you disagree with another point of view here in the U.S., Congressman?
Well, if you look at the things that really upset the people from the left, one of the things that hasn't gotten a lot of notice in the last couple of weeks that Elon has done to help clean up Twitter when it comes to exploiting children. They weren't really upset, and you didn't hear them railing against Twitter's allowing for the exploitation of children. But now that Elon's taken over, oh my gosh, Donald Trump might tweet again. And so it's just crazy. It's from the left. They want to control everything. Anyone who has success, again, he's advocating for his employees, something that's helped him build 2 successful companies that are premier in the world.
We got to get to this story.
He's doing what he said he was going to do.
We got to get to this story. We've got GOP House lawmakers, Mark. They put out a report that the new special counsel, Jack Smith, appointed to investigate Trump, was a key figure in the IRS targeting scandal under Obama of conservative nonprofits denying or delaying their nonprofit status. So now House GOP is taking an aim at Jack Smith, the special counsel on Trump. That's to you, Mark.
It doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, the justice and the big problem that the Justice Department has in the eyes of the American people is that they've been so politicized from the the collusion with the Clinton campaign on the dossier to the Mueller probe to all the rest of it, and for them to choose somebody who is not squeaky clean and has no even appearance of conflicts of interest or anything is just mind-boggling. It's par for the course. Is the incompetence and the bias of this Justice Department is not to be believed.
To what Mark is saying, Congressman, it points out that Smith in October 2010 under Obama ran the DOJ Criminal Division, Public Integrity. He called for a meeting with former IRS official Lois Lerner to talk about how the IRS could assist in the criminal enforcement of campaign finance laws against politically active nonprofits, but then they turned around and targeted conservative nonprofits. The New York Times had done a story about, big companies like AT&T, Chevron, General Dynamics, lobbying, giving money to lawmakers, and nonprofits also taking those donations. Your word on this, Congressman Cloud, final word.
Yeah, this is exactly where the Oversight Committee is going to be so key over the next couple of years, because the American people have lost faith in their government. They know there's a 2-tier justice system. They've seen exactly what was just discussed about the DOJ being all over the map. We've seen IRS, and there's been very little accountability there. We're going to get into a lot of these issues when it comes to oversight and begin to work to restore the trust of the American people in their government.
Got it. Congressman Cloud and Mark Thiessen, come back soon. It's great to have you both on.